At one point you wound up in Seattle at the time of grunge and
no, that was just a few, that wasn't very long ago. Just a few, what was that, 2 years ago or something like that. Well, I guess longer than that, but.
In the 90s?
Yeah, 90s, that was just like last week. Wasn't the 90s last week?
And then in the 2000s, you become this international icon and heartthrob.
I like the heart throb. Anybody's heart out there throbbing?
I think there's a few, Steve, yeah.
Yeah.
When did you get the beard? Was that in San Francisco?
You know, I had a beard a lot of my life because I hate shaving. That's all pretty much it is. But sometimes when I've had jobs where you can't have a beard, I shave it off. But then I get like a rash around, so I don't think I'm ever gonna have a job again, like where I gotta. I mean, even if I get like all this in and I get like poor again, I'm a little bit too old. Anyone to give me a job. I don't think I get much of a job no more. I tried to, you know, before I got like I had like a heart attack in 2004, and this is before I got like, you know, anybody like me. And I was thinking about going to be a bus driver, but they don't let you be a bus driver if you had a heart attack. And they don't let you be a taxi driver where I was living either, so I didn't know what kind of job I was going to get. So this is a pretty good job.
I mean, you must be amazed by the turn of events that suddenly projected you onto the stage of Cambridge and lots of other places.
Yeah, it's sort of more, it's like, it is like a dream, you know. I say it a lot, but I just can't, it's too many years have gone by to be able just to take it for granted and be able to believe it, you know. Every day when I go play or when it is a pinch yourself thing, you know, like, I always think it's like some kind of joke someone playing on me. And I'm gonna wake up like, sleeping somewhere, think, oh, that was a funny hangover. I mean, for real, you know, it's like, you know, I don't happen like that. It don't happen in my dream anyway.
Yeah.
My dream is like a dream of nothing happening. So you know, it's 100% no question to me because of being in England that people made it happen for me. When I was in America, I couldn't even get a job playing at a bar. And like, I don't know what happened over here. I know I went on to Jules Holland and all that, but everybody adopted me. Like, you know, it's like, oh, we like that old dog. We adopted him. So I have 100%, I am so grateful to you all. I'll never be able to tell you.
I think the music may have something to do with that, Steve. It's not.
Yeah,
not
but you know,
liking for dogs.
I know it, like, you know, I know that it, but you know, why me? You know, I mean, like, there are a lot of guys who out there who've been doing it better than me, and it just, I think I was real lucky. I think time was perfect for me, and all kinds of luck lined up in a row, and all my life I've known there was people way better than me or whatever. Even what I was doing, so. I just was a lucky one. That's the truth.
I mean, do you think it reflected a kind of a yearning to hear real music again after all the kind of...
I don't know if I'm real. I mean, I think people got... I think that there's so much fancy music, you know, that people got, you know, enough of that, and all of a sudden this little tiny like niche opened up where you could... Sounds like, well, okay, we've had enough of that. Now let's have exactly the opposite, you know. And so I just happened to be standing there when the opposite got needed. And you know, I've been playing this for a long time, and I literally, like 10 years ago, I pretty much could clear a room out pretty quick. I ain't bullshitting. It's just like for some reason when I would play, I remember playing for this. Like when I was back in Washington there, I was recording some of these young bands, and They go, well, what kind of music you play? And I play something. They started laughing. I mean, it wasn't they weren't being mean. They thought I was making a joke. Yeah, that's pretty funny, Steve. What kind of music do you really play? It's kind of like that, you know. So it wasn't very encouraging for my get laughed at. It wasn't too encouraging for my new career. So I didn't even think nobody, you know, I honestly didn't think no one was interested. I mean, I like what I play. I sat at home playing for my dog. You know, I always played, but I just, you know, how do you know that there's somebody out there who want to hear you? You know, if you don't get to, you know, I've been really busy. I raised 5 boys, and most of the time I just had a normal job. So people go like to me like, well, how come you didn't do this before? I go, yeah, you go try it. With 5 kids, you know, just go out on the road and get famous all of a sudden. There's only about 5 million other people trying it at exactly the same time, you know what I mean? So there wasn't no issue about, you know, I just would be happy if I could get a job at a bar sometime playing Hank Williams tunes. Oh my God.
So where did you busk on the streets?
Well, I mean, when I was young, that's how I lived.
Yeah.
You know, I was real good at busking. You know, I had it down. You know, I mean, relatively. You know, I mean, I could make a good. I could get myself into motels busking. I busked for years and years and years. But you know, when I started having kids and stuff like that, that kind of all ended. Then I just like worked normal jobs. But even when I had so I was married one time before and had some boys, and that didn't work out so good. But I've been married now for 28 years, and when my youngest boy was a baby, I was busking to support him. So that seemed like a few weeks ago too. So busking was a good thing for me.
I mean, you've got this incredible guitar style, very not aggressive, but very forthright. And also, you have this, as we already saw when you were taking us, you have this great rapport with audiences. Does that come from that time?
Yeah, 100% from busking. Because like, if you don't, when you busking and you don't like pay attention to the people who listen to you, they don't give you no money. You know, like if you're just sitting there looking at your shoes busking, you're gonna be hungry that day, boy, I'm telling you. So, you know, you get like, that's what I'm talking about when I say I like a song and dance, you know, it's like, you know, I play when anyone wanted me to play on the street. I play when the Saints go marching in, anything, just to, you know, fill up the case, you know, and try to make a show on the street. So when it come time for me to play, like when I actually got these, what happened to me now, they ain't no different. I mean, I'm here because of the people. The people are the ones who, if you don't talk to them and entertain them, what you doing up there then? You know, I don't got no other, you know, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be up there, so I might as well talk to them and hang out. And my only sadness, and this is true, is like, now I play, there's too many people there that they take a long time to go out and shake everybody's hand. Especially like at Glastonbury. If I tried to shake, there was 100,000 people there, I'd be still there shaking hands. And your hand get tired after a while too. Some of these boys got some serious handshakes, you know. You're like, oh yeah, that's nice. And I can handle a good handshake, but after about 200 of them, you know, your hand get a little bit tired and things.
I mean, did you always have aspirations that you would be a professional musician going around the country and around the world as you do?
Yeah, that ended about I think me actually believing that me could do that ended about 40 years ago. You know, when I was younger, I thought, oh yeah, you know, I'm pretty good. Just I couldn't convince anybody else that I was pretty good. So, you know, and for the most part, that whole music business thing is a young man's game. So like, even when you get like into your 30s or 40s, you know, you're already old. And so, you know, me thinking that you know, like 5 years ago, I'm literally like a flying saucer could have flown out my butt and I would have been left to fly. I ain't, literally, I mean, like, okay, like, my wife read to me one time, and this person said, oh yeah, like Steve had this amazing press campaign, this, it was such a good plan. I was thinking to myself, okay, you got this guy who, like, not young no more, had a heart attack, and play like hillbilly music. Oh, he's gonna be the next big thing. How much money do you want to put in? I didn't see nobody lining up, I can tell you that. I wouldn't have invested in it either. Yeah, I'll give you $1. So, no, I didn't have no thought about it.
So you were what, 60 when you made your first record, is that right? Or
I don't remember when I made my first record. Oh, you mean when the cheap record?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really remember how old I was when I was not 20.
So what was it that triggered it? Was it that appearance on Jules Holland?
100%.
It was a New Year's Eve.
100%.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't have gone on Jules Holland, I would not be doing too good. And like, I don't know what it was, because I know lots of people go on Jules Holland and not much happens after that. And for me, and you know what, I tried to wreck that too. Because like, they asked me to play the Doghouse Boogie, and I didn't want to play Doghouse Boogie. I wanted to play a different song. So I argued with them the whole time. I didn't know what Jules Holland was, so I didn't understand that it was a big thing. And they said, oh no, I don't want to play that song. I got a blister on my thumb. Because you got to go don, go don, go don, and I didn't want to play that. So I actually did my best to wreck that too. And that boy, one of the producers is Mark Cooper. He come up to me, he actually, towards the end, he got tired of arguing with me. And he goes, Steve, you ever listened to anybody before? And I go, nope. And he goes, have you ever been successful before? And I go, nope. He goes, I want you to trust me. And he said that. He goes, just trust me. And that was not an easy thing to do. So I said, I didn't want to play that song. So if it would have been up to me, I wouldn't be here now.
I should say, I should say this at the start. If anybody wants to, I'll try and allow sort of 10-15 minutes at the end for questions from the floor. But if anybody wants to ask him anything, there's a train of thought, just shout, put your hand up. Go back to Jules, that show. I mean, was it instant after that, the reaction?
Yeah. I want to tell you that this is the damn truth, man. I actually thought that I played really bad that night, and that's why I threw the guitar down at the end, because it sounded so bad to me, and I thought, well, there went my 3 minutes of fame. And because at Jules, you can't see nobody. They got the audiences in the corners, and in front of you, there was like a lot of cameras and lights, and it sounded really bad to me. I was like, oh, and that's why that song, I never speeded up before at the end, but I speeded up because I wanted to get done. And I thought, in my brain, I was thinking that I had actually really blown it. So I said, well, at least I'm going to throw this guitar down at the end, and then people at least will think I don't care, because I know I've blown it now. And so when I threw the guitar down, I heard everybody clapping. I was very surprised. I mean, really, and my friends ran over and go, oh, that was great. And I go, it was? Because in there, they don't got like these PA things, so you don't hear nothing. It's like they got some speaker up on the ceiling that sound like, and I had only this little tiny amplifier, sound like a mosquito. Like the whole thing sounded really bad to me, so I reckoned that was the end of my deal. And then the next day, we had a website. We had one of them. I think it had 70 visits before, and in that week it had 1,700,000, and the thing, it died. I don't know how they died, but it died. It actually fell apart or something because it wasn't designed for that many people. So for me, it was like that was how radical it was. And all of a sudden, of course, we only had the boy who made my record. Andy had this little record company out of his bedroom, and he only had enough money to make 4,000 records. So that was gone like that. So we didn't even have no, them CDs in the store. So we was like, We was behind the 8 ball there, dog. So it was all right, but then the phone started ringing. People, oh, you want to play here? You want to play there? You want to play there? Oh, yep. I'll play anywhere. So I played a lot.